Hey everyone, it's Granny. I hope you're all having a great day. And yes, I am still in my pajamas, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I deserve it, right? It's one of those days where I don't feel like getting dressed and I don't feel like doing my makeup or my hair, and so I'm staying in my pajamas. Today I wanted to talk about the young teen girl, 19 years old from New Mexico, who didn't realize she was pregnant, went to the hospital with back pain, and had a baby in the bathroom and cleaned up her mess and hid the baby in a trash can and put a new liner in there and went back to her hospital bed. Wow, huh? I don't know how we can think that, how someone can think that they don't know they're pregnant. I I don't get that. Um, I had my first child when I was 17, not a fact that I'm proud of, but also not a fact that I would ever regret in a million years. Love my babies, but I knew I was pregnant and I was 17. This girl was an honor student, very smart, very intelligent as far as we're told. Have you guys ever met anyone that um, was really, really book smart but had no common sense? And that's what I'm thinking maybe happened in this case. I don't know. What do you think? Um, we're going to watch a part of the video. She's got a lawyer now because she has been charged first-degree murder. So let's go to that video and talk about it.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out in here. I didn't know what to do.
We're now hearing from the attorney for a New Mexico high schooler accused of murdering her newborn son by tossing him in a hospital trash can. He says his client didn't even know she was pregnant and alleges there may have been malpractice on the hospital's part.
But not a single one of them told her that she was pregnant. Not a single one of them told her that we need to examine you.
Body camera video of the January 27th incident has gone viral, showing police and doctors speaking with 19-year-old Alexee Trevizo after the baby was found in a trash can.
I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved. And that thing was crying. It came out with nothing.
At the time, Trevizo was admitted to an Artesia, New Mexico hospital for severe back pain.
Okay, so she said that the baby came out with nothing. Okay, so she said it wasn't crying, it came out with nothing. We're not sure what that means. A little bit later on in the video, her lawyer states that she did everything she could possibly for this baby. Um, be interesting to know. He didn't go into detail, but it'd be interesting to know what he meant by that. I mean, did she give the baby CPR? Um, you know, and why did she try to hide this? Um, I think back to my 17-year-old self when I was getting ready to give birth. Even if I don't know, it's hard to comprehend that I wouldn't have thought I was pregnant because I did know I mean, that's the thing that you're scared about, right? Am I pregnant? Am I going to get pregnant? When you're a kid, I don't know. That's what I thought about. But um, did you have this baby? She cleaned everything up and then she placed it in a trash bin and put another liner over the top of the baby. Why would you do that? I think I'd be hollering for somebody. And how could she be so quiet if she was in such pain? I I don't understand that. I'm trying to have some sympathy for this young girl, and I'm having a hard time understanding why she did the things she did. Does that make sense? Let's listen to some more.
And she went to the hospital thinking that she was suffering from low back pain and severe abdominal pain, and went there and indicated on a pain scale of 1 to 10 that she was at a 10.
After cleaning a bloody bathroom Trevizo had just used, a hospital staff member found the baby inside a trash bag.
She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened.
The newborn baby died, and Trevizo was charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence this month. This week, she was released on $100,000.
Okay, so here's my question. They didn't know she was pregnant? Okay, so if she didn't know, obviously she's not going to tell them. When someone comes in to the hospital with sharp abdominal and back pain, um, what's the procedure is what I want to know. What is the procedure? She was alone in that bathroom when she had that baby. Why? What were the hospital staff doing? That's my question.
Bond ahead of her high school graduation on May 25th. But her attorney, Gary Mitchell, tells us she will not be attending.
She's 19 years old. She's a high school senior, graduates next week, although they're not going to allow her to go to her graduation because of the controversy in the community. And they just don't want to have any chaos. She's agreeable to that.
Law and Crime Network reached out to Artesia High School for a comment. The district superintendent responded via email, quote, "I am unable to make a comment on personal student matters."
They asked very politely. Artesia is one of the finer school systems in the state of New Mexico. And they at least honor their protection of students. They're very good about that. And they simply ask, and there was not an order or a command from the school as far as we know. They just asked that she not be there so as not to generate any issues whatsoever. And so she agreed to that. But she took her last final and is to receive her diploma.
Mitchell says Trevizo went back to school in January after giving birth, but after her arrest, only returned to take a final exam. He says she has a 3.8 GPA and has already committed to attend New Mexico State University in the fall. On top of that, he says she's never been in trouble before.
She has absolutely no criminal record, not even a moving traffic offense, no juvenile record, no suspension from school ever, no infraction at school, and an honor student, and already admitted into college. And a member of the cheer team since she was a freshman in high school, a member of the choir, just an all-round top-notch student and person. Just never been in trouble.
On January 27th, when she was admitted to Artesia General Hospital, Mitchell says Trevizo didn't expect to give birth.
So she is shocked whenever she delivers a baby. And then the issue of what caused the baby's death is going to be one that's going to be litigated. I already have a real good idea what caused the baby's death. It had nothing to do with my client. She was not at fault.
Mitchell says Trevizo had spent 4 hours working out with her cheerleading team earlier in the day and was dehydrated. He says pregnancy didn't even cross her mind.
There's no question that she thought she had been protected. There's no question that she had wisely used birth control, she and her boyfriend. So, but obviously it didn't work.
Upon arrival at the hospital, Mitchell says Trevizo was loaded with medication, including Zofran, sodium chloride, and morphine.
They gave her major medication. Some of that medication certainly dangerous to a unborn child or fetus, and contraindicated if you're pregnant, certainly contraindicated if you're going to breastfeed later on. And that medication was started without finding out whether or not she was pregnant.
He says eventually hospital staff learned Trevizo was pregnant.
All right, guys. So that is very much concerning. If someone, a young teenage girl, comes into a hospital saying she has severe back pain and severe abdominal pain, they don't do any blood work to find out if she's pregnant before they give her narcotics. That makes me angry. It really does. There is no excuse for that. None whatsoever. You should not, they should not be giving, narcotics are horrible, right? And especially a teenager. If a teenager is walking into the hospital and saying, oh, I need some pain medication, shouldn't red flags go up if they're asking for narcotics? I don't even think she asked, probably. But, you know, I'm sure drug addicts have done that, where they've gone to the hospital. Oh, I'm having such pain. I need, please help me, in the hopes that they're going to get narcotics, correct? I mean, that's a big thing nowadays. And they don't take her blood to find out that she's pregnant before they give her medicine, narcotics. This hospital's, mark my words, going to have a lawsuit on their hands. And some people are going to be out the door because of it, I'm sure. Not a good thing.
But didn't tell her before she went to the bathroom. He argues she should have been monitored during this time.
This is a classic instance that the female feels the need to go to the restroom. Maybe we better check and make sure she's not delivering a baby. I mean, you just don't allow that kind of thing if you know what you're doing. They did, and they didn't bother to tell her.
Mitchell also stresses Trevizo gave birth alone.
So this is a situation in which the hospital failed her, the nurses and doctors failed her, the office of the medical investigator has failed her.
When asked why Trevizo put her baby in the trash can, Mitchell echoes what Trevizo says in body camera video.
Alexee, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying or nothing.
The baby was dead. She took her baby. I know and I'm not at liberty to get into that. I need to save that for our experts and stuff to discuss. And I really don't want to tip off the state of New Mexico to what my client might say. But let me put it this way. People would be very pleased with the actions that she took and the way she handled the situation, despite the fact she's on major pain medication, is in total.
That's interesting, huh? People would be very pleased with the actions that she took. Did she do CPR on the baby? What did she do? And then why did she hide it after that? I don't, maybe she thought they were going to blame her. Obviously they are, but uh, this case is so sad, you guys. It really is. I don't know whether to feel bad for her. I mean, there's, you know, I pride myself on being able to look at both sides of the story. So, you know, the fact that she didn't think she was pregnant, she was out cheerleading. I don't know how she couldn't have been showing, but I don't know. She doesn't look like she's very big. Um, I don't, I just don't get it. Um, so what did she do at the end that would be pleasing to everybody? It'll be interesting to find out at the trial.
Shocked and in a state of panic, she still tried to do the right thing by her baby. I'll tell you that much. And that baby wasn't put in the trash right away.
As Law & Crime Network reported, an autopsy conducted by the Office of the Medical Investigator showed the baby's death was not consistent with a stillbirth, finding he had air in his lungs. Mitchell says the results can't necessarily be trusted.
I'm obviously going to have another expert look at that. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay, so here's my question. If the baby was stillborn, but she gave it CPR, then wouldn't there be air in the baby's lungs? I mean, I don't know. I'm just raising questions. Reasonable doubt, right?
Because I don't have much confidence in OMI.
He alleges the hospital illegally released parts of Trevizo's medical history, something that may be considered malpractice.
I'm absolutely convinced that not only will we be able to show that she's totally innocent, but we'll be able to show what some people might call malpractice that took place. And that's before we even get into the violations of HIPAA, which is a federal privacy act that protects all of us as patients and protects our medical records, and or the doctor-patient privilege in the state of.
Okay, so I do think that uh, that video, when I first watched the video that he's showing parts of, the nurse or that, I don't know if that's a doctor there, um, did say that she was hemorrhaging after she had the baby, and they had to life flight her to another hospital so that she could be taken care of properly. Um, so that's kind of interesting because, yeah, that would be against HIPAA rules. You cannot be giving that out when there's a video going on. You cannot be putting information like that out there to the public, right?
New Mexico.
Mitchell believes his client will be acquitted of the charges against her when more information comes out.
And I don't intend to hold back in representing this young woman. She didn't deserve any of this. She was an extremely good person, somebody you could be really proud of. And because of our attitude now about women's reproductive care and the way we treat women in this country, is now exposed to a first-degree murder charge.
In New Mexico, a first-degree murder charge could yield a life sentence. Child abuse resulting in death could mean an 18-year sentence.
Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
In a shockingly similar case, Alexee Trevizo, another New Mexico teenager.
Okay, so we don't need to hear about another one. It was put in a dumpster. We'll follow this case. We know there were many others out there like this one, right? On a side note, what do you guys think of her lawyer? Um, I mean, he seems to be saying all the right things. He's looking at, you know, the malpractice at the hospital, doctors, nurses, um, as to how they treated her. Um, so, but he's just very, I don't know, not impressed so far. Um, but yeah, what do you think of this case, guys? Do you think that she's guilty? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want me to follow this case to hear what's going on with her. Um, I'd really like to know. And um, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you get the notifications for this and further videos. We will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.